science apparently has an explanation as to why people very rarely stick to their New Year's resolutions. Policy Mike reports, quote, even though nearly half of the population makes New Year's resolutions, only 8% end up sticking with them. Why are they so tough to keep? They say, usually we're just not ready for change. Though common resolutions, including generally positive goals such as losing weight, exercising more, quitting a bad habit like smoking, and improving money management, often we aren't really ready to make that leap to reinvent ourselves. Timothy Seikel, a professor of psychology at Carleton University, told Psychology Today that although people make resolutions as a means of motivation, most people aren't ready to change their habits, particularly bad habits, and that accounts for the high failure rate. So, in other words, what they're saying is you can't self-deceive. You have to really want to stick to your New Year's resolution And, I mean, this should be obvious to everybody, even without the scientific aspect of it. People, that should just be, it's a tautology, right? Like, oh, you have to want to do something to do it? You don't say. They say, quote, there also tends to be a disconnect between the expected results of a resolution and the actual accomplishment. For instance, Psychology Today reports that you may think that if you lost weight or reduce your debts or exercise more, your entire life will change, and when it doesn't, you may get discouraged and land back at square one. So, in other words, people are focused on the outcome instead of being focused on the thing itself. So to take the example of exercising and losing weight, like people make a New Year's resolution, they'll say, my resolution is to lose 10 pounds or 15 pounds. And then what happens? They're so focused on the end goal that they forget that the thing that really matters is the journey in the middle, because the journey is what's going to get you to the goal. That's the important part. What people need to do, and this is what we should take away from this information. Number one, we should acknowledge and admit that we shouldn't even try to change unless and until we really want to change. So don't stop lying to yourself. Give yourself the respect enough to know that how you feel is going to dictate more than whatever kind of surface bullshit you're trying to convince yourself of. So you have to really want it and really feel it before you act on it. That's step number one. And then number two, we have to learn to love the action itself. So in other words, work out or exercise for the sanctity of the exercise itself, not because of what it will bring you. And by the way, this goes for everything in life, not just with your New Year's resolution. Just to use myself as an example, this show, which you're listening to right now, when I started, there was absolutely nobody listening. Nobody listening. For the first, I don't know how many months, probably a year or more, nobody was fucking listening. Nobody at all. And any normal person, any rational person would have said, what the fuck am I doing? I'm just wasting my time. I'm talking to myself. This doesn't make any sense. I'm going to stop doing it right now. But the reason why I ended up persevering in this instance and why Secular Talk became what it is today, there's multiple things that go into it, but one of the most important things is I was doing it for the sanctity of what it is. And I know that's a goofy word to use. It's like a cheesy word to throw in there to describe the situation, but that's why I was doing it, for the sanctity of the show itself. I enjoyed the show on its own merits. So even if nobody's listening, it allowed me to organize my thoughts and clarify my positions and talk about the world and talk about facts and policies and philosophy and religion and atheism and all this stuff. So it allowed me to organize my thoughts. I liked it for itself, not for what it would bring me. And then because I liked it for the art itself, then other people flock to it. You build it and they will come. The same thing with working out. If you work out, the weight loss will come, but you have to like the fact that you're working out. You have to like the exercise aspect of it. When you go to the gym, you need to think, let me fix my technique when it comes to how I'm benching. Am I benching the right way here? Is my technique off? Am I really getting everything out of this that I can? What's the ideal weight that I should be using, I should say. You should care about all the little aspects and details that go into it, because that's where the true happiness is found. The true happiness is found in the art of the thing itself and in the love of the thing itself. It's not found in the outcome of it. I mean, you see this all the time in Hollywood, for example, how if somebody who really becomes a very famous, very popular, very good actor or actress or musician, usually it's that they really fucking care about what they're doing and they love it. And then what happens is the fame and the money and everything else comes as a byproduct of them loving the thing. But too many people just have their eye on the end result. They just want to care about what's supposed to be the byproduct. They just want the money, they just want the fame, and they don't give a shit about the hard work or the caring in the middle. No, everything is about what happens in the middle, because what happens in the middle is what you call your life.